Hi everyone, it's Claire from Xcite Training here. Just wanted to bring you a quick update around the possibility of having a first aid membership. First, I just want to say thanks so much, everyone. I had such an overwhelming response to this that it's definitely worth me pursuing it, and I've been doing just that. I'm hoping to launch a membership towards the end of the year, and I did hear those of you that also said they'd rather not be in the membership and would just like some packages to have a look at. So I'm working on those too. It's quite a lot of work to put together, but it's great fun. I'm enjoying the process. So I wanted to just jump on and say what I'm hoping to bring you by the end of the year for you to have a little look at. And that will include the membership, which will be a monthly membership, and it'll be a beta membership, which means we'll be building it together basically. So I heard a lot of you say, things are tight after COVID and stuff. So hopefully that will make it more affordable because you will be getting entry level building together a beta course, entry level cost that will be a lifetime price. That means that hopefully the membership will develop and become something that's really useful for you. Otherwise, it's a bit of a waste of me doing it and your time, really. So what you're going to get? Well, at the moment, what I've put together is that every month you will get a brand new lesson plan, something that will stimulate you as a trainer to want to deliver it, but also your students in the class. You will get all the deliverables, all the printables that you need to be able to use that product. And you will get a little really short video of me explaining how I've used it, what I've used it for. I'm also going to try and make it as adaptable as possible. So you're going to have as many changes as I can make in terms of whether you're delivering for adult first aid, pediatric first aid, whether you're delivering in schools, forestry, those sorts of things. The other thing I'd like to be able to do for you is make it adaptable around timings as well, because you do get those days, don't you, when you're in the class and your students are really engaged in something you're delivering in the morning, and then you look at the watch and you think, how am I going to fit all those exciting things in I had planned this afternoon? So I think it would probably be quite useful to be able to have something that you've got hold of already that can be either a 15-minute quick teach or a 30-minute teach or longer, so that you can quickly adapt and change it as you need to. So that's what you're going to get every month. On top of that, I was thinking about what I would want as a being in the classroom, and one of the things that I find as my business has grown and developed and got bigger, I have less and less time to do some of the things that I did automatically at the beginning. So, when you get changes that come through in first aid, and I know things like, changes from the Research Council or from the NICE guidelines, they get flagged up by our AOs, and that's really helpful. But what about everything else? When's the last time you read through the rules and regulations or, checked up on any updates on asthma? So what I'd like to do is every time I make a lesson plan for you, I'm going to give you the evidence to back it up. And then when you get that one student that wants to sort of say, well, we weren't told that, we were told something different, and then they're a bit more persistent, you can actually just say to them, you know what, in the coffee break, I've got the evidence in my folder. Do you want to have a little look? Tell me what you think. Give me your thoughts. It builds your confidence. It means you don't have to stress. And it also shows your students that you're teaching literally up-to-date information. And when I got really busy in my company, I found it was things like that that are harder and harder to find time to do. So if it's useful, you're going to have that as well. I'm not going to tell you how to interpret it, because when you've been on the first aid forums, that's kind of where conversations get a little bit sticky around who thinks it means this or that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to give you the evidence, and then you can decide how you teach that and what you do. So that's the basis. And then on top of that, for the membership, I'd like to offer you some bonuses. Now, these are things that will generate income for you. And they're things that I have used, tried and tested, and they make money for me, whether I'm buying the tea and coffee or a bit more. They provide a little bit of extra income, but they're also really useful products for your students. It's not things like first aid kits. They're actually things that I've made that they can use in class, or back in their work. So you're going to get some of those as well. And obviously, I'm going to try and make it as interesting and useful for you as possible. And that's where the affordability beta testing comes in, because unless you feed back to me what you like and what you don't like, what you'd like more of, it's not going to work very well. So that's kind of the deal. Now, I'm hoping to launch at the end of the year, and I will give you more information as time gets closer, because you've kindly obviously given me your email addresses, and let you know what's available and let you have a little sneak peek and see what you think before you sign up. So there'll be all that information for you to come. I just wanted to jump on, tell you I hadn't fallen asleep and forgotten about it, and thank you all just for the interest, and I will be in touch later this year. Thanks ever so much. Take care. Bye-bye.